Alright, Kaos Nova here, and this is another episode of Kaos Tutorials. So in this episode, we're going to be going over how to get Escape Velocity Nova and the Escape Velocity Classic games running on macOS. In this day and age, in 2025, in the later part of the year. So, for those of you who don't know, Escape Velocity 2025 was a space simulation and role-playing game. Around in space doing trading and various missions, ranging from doing deliveries of freight, deliveries of garbage, delivering passengers, and even performing combat missions in space, similar to what you think of in Star Wars. And it began with the use of a shuttlecraft, which is based off of the design of a shuttlecraft in Star Trek. Now, as we get forward to playing this, it was a shareware game for a long time, but now it is a dead game. You cannot buy it as shareware. But there has been a dedicated fan community that has made a playable version of this game using what's called a community edition. Now I'm going to be talking to you about classic Fallout, or the original two Fallout games that can be played again in this modern time. But first I'm going to go over how to do it with EV Nova. So you can do this for Mac OS or Windows, either one. And going into my little gameplay here for Escape Velocity Nova, I'm doing the Polaris mission. You know, what faction you end up playing for depends on how you do the missions in the game. There are random encounters so that you can have a different set of missions and a different gameplay experience each time you play. As I go through this, I am doing missions for the Polaris, but I'm mainly doing an exploration mission, which is not what I mentioned earlier, but you can also go as far as to have versions of the original Escape Velocity you can play on Windows or Mac as well. In this case, it is now a free game that fans have made a rather freeware version of it, or open source version of Escape Velocity Nova you can play. So even though the shareware version is dead from Ambrosia Software, you can nonetheless play your own version of this game. It's no longer software. So I'm going to have a link to the website in the description. If I get more subscribers and more views, I can unlock the ability to have links where you can just go click right in the cards for this video and go get a direct link right from the video itself. But in order to do that, I need more views, and just let your friends know that there's Kaos Nova and he's offering software guidance, and it's helpful. I've had a number of people who have been helped in terms of getting other games such as Fallout New Vegas running and getting emulators running. So normally it's been mostly a Mac OS deal, but I have changed that, and in the case of we were talking about the Escape Velocity series, through total conversion mods to Escape Velocity Nova, you can play the old Escape Velocity games such as Escape Velocity and Escape Velocity Override using a total conversion mod for Nova. This applies to Windows users as well as Mac OS users. So without too much further ado, we're going to go take a look at that community where you find the ability to download the games. So without much further ado, let's take a look. All right, so now we're here, Community Edition, Escape Velocity Nova Community Edition. I'll have the link in the description. Now we're going over here. We're going to scroll down a little bit. This is Escape Velocity Nova. You can get the download for Nova specifically, Windows or Mac. And the good thing is that your computer will figure out if you're downloading the Windows or the Mac version. It'll be a simple zip file, which will come out into a folder. So on Windows, you're going to have to send that to your programs folder. If you're a Mac user, you're going to have to send it to your applications folder as the folder gets unzipped and downloads. So that's how it works. It's very simple. It's just the mods, White Dwarf, which gives you a whole new type of game that you can play. Frozen Heart, Reign of the UE. All pretty good stuff. So you can play the old Escape Velocity, Escape Velocity, Escape Velocity right here on the bottom. And you have Escape Velocity Override, the sequel, or rather prequel actually. And here's just where you can go at GitHub for files. But here it is, Escape Velocity Classic. And here, it's that simple. It doesn't even take you to a new window. It just downloads it right there for your little button click. So that's it. And now you're going to get ready. All right. We've got it. So now we can play Escape Velocity Nova. This is really easy. And you got started. You got it. And you have a start to the game. Windows user, Mac user, it's all so easy. You can play it now in 2025. I'm going to be working later on another Community Edition, which is the Fallout games, Fallout 1, Fallout 2, Community Edition. It's going to be pretty fun. And other than that, this is another episode of Kaos Tutorials. I have an earlier episode, and this is a little prologue here, but I have an earlier episode on Steam and how to get Steam running on Crossover 25. That's for Mac users who want to run Windows programs on Mac. But with the Community Edition of Fallout, it's going to be similar. It's going to be for both Windows and Mac users. And I have an earlier one about emulation for the Dolphin emulator, Windows and Mac users. And I have an earlier one for PCSX2 or PlayStation emulator. So all in all, I hope you enjoy Kaos Tutorials and you want some more software guides. I will keep putting them out there. I have more time to spare in terms of releasing videos on tutorials for getting gameplay going. And I'm considering going to live streams on Fridays. I'm going to be playing the old Fallout. Should be pretty fun. Meantime, I hope you have a wonderful day. As I always say, be safe out there because I will be signing off. Hi everyone, Kaos Nova here, and this is the ending of the video presentation on Kaos Tutorials. And here's the deal. If you want to see more of my tutorials on getting your old games to work on Mac, and you want to see more tutorials on how to do various other tasks, such as very cheap ways to make YouTube videos that still look decent, and much more, feel free to subscribe. And if you want to be among the first to get each video, hit the notifications. And please, if you enjoy liking this, your vote still counts, so please click the like with a big thumbs up. All right, you have a wonderful day, and I'll be signing off.